The Virgin Ghost of the Lotus Pond. Have you ever walked Hongdae at midnight on Halloween, when the crowd suddenly falls silent behind you? Tonight, we're diving into one of Korea's oldest ghost stories, whispered for 400 years. They call it the Virgin Ghost of the Lotus Pond. In a forgotten mountain village during the Joseon era, a scholar named Baek lived with his only daughter, Yeonhwa. Her name meant lotus blossom, and she was as delicate as moonlight on still water. When Yeonhwa turned 17, the cruel village magistrate demanded her hand in marriage. But Yeonhwa's heart belonged to Sun, a poor woodcutter who carved tiny lotus flowers from pine, just to see her smile. On the night of the harvest moon, they fled to the sacred lotus pond to elope. Hand in hand, they stepped onto the wooden bridge. Sun whispered, "Beyond this water, no one can separate us." But the magistrate's guards were already waiting. Torches flare. Sun was beaten until his blood stained the lily pads. Yeonhwa screamed as iron chains wrapped her wrists. The head guard sneered. "A scholar's daughter belongs to power, not a peasant." They tied a heavy stone lotus to her ankles and pushed her into the black water. Her white hanbok floated once, then sank like a dying petal. The 3 nights later, the magistrate's eldest son went to wash his face at the pond. Villagers found him at dawn, face down, eyes wide, hands clutching rotting lotus stems. A week later, the magistrate himself was discovered floating among the flowers, mouth stuffed with petals, skin ice cold. Every man who touched the case died the same way, drowned on dry land, lungs filled with pond water. The village elders burned incense and sealed the pond with red talismans. They forbade anyone from speaking Yeonhwa's name after sunset. But every autumn, when the lotus flowers withered and the fog rolled thick, travelers reported the same vision. A girl in soaked white hanbok, long hair covering her face, walking backwards along the water's edge. She never turns. She never speaks. She only points at the reflection of the moon in the water. If you meet her gaze in that reflection and don't look away, she asks one question in a voice like wind through reeds. "Did you keep your promise?" Answer, "No," and the pond rises to claim you. Answer, "Yes," and she weeps blood, because no one has ever kept a promise to her. Centuries passed. The village grew into Seoul. The lotus pond was buried beneath concrete and neon. Yet every Halloween, when the bass from Hongdae clubs pulses like a heartbeat, security cameras glitch for exactly 7 seconds. A girl in white, back to the lens, standing motionless in the crowd. Then, Sean. Locals say the pond still breathes beneath the streets. On foggy nights, manholes hiss with the scent of wet lotus. And if your phone camera fogs for no reason while filming the crowd, don't zoom in on the reflection. If you're still breathing after this story, hit that subscribe button, because the next ghost is already watching. Style with news and justice a story. The story is logging about subscribe,